Hey there, boys and girls. It's time once again for me, the guy with a face made for radio, SidAlpha. Today we're coming together to take a look at a game that has raised a fair amount of controversy over the past couple of weeks, and that is Street Fighter V by Capcom Games. The reason for the general controversy is the game was released in a fairly unfinished state, and as such, and it was admitted as such by Capcom, stating that they wanted to get it out the door in time for the EVO fighting game tournament. And that was, very apparent that that was their priority in getting this game pushed out the door in the current state that it is in. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Street Fighter V, first off, you've probably been living under a rock for the past decade or more. The Street Fighter franchise is, of course, a fighting game franchise in the similar style to Tekken or Mortal Kombat and things of that nature. It is actually one of the first fighting franchises that I ever actually played on Super Nintendo. Street Fighter II was the first Street Fighter game I was introduced to, and still remains to this day to be one of my favorite games of all time. So this game is, of course, follows along the same vein. You see a lot of repeat characters, including Guile, Chun-Li, M. Bison, Vega, Ryu, and Ken, of course, are in the game, and a lot of others that have joined the cast over the course of the range of the game's presence. But before we're going to get into that too much, I'm going to actually hook my controller back in, and we're going to go take a quick look at the options menu. Okay, first off we have the sound settings, which we have the BGM volume, sound effects volume, character voice, announcer voice, and information voice on or off.
Player-related informational voice on.
Yeah, let's leave that off. In addition to that, we have the screen settings, where you get to adjust the display on the fighting screens, upper HUD display. And things of that nature. So you can kind of customize your look and feel a little bit there. Other settings, we have pause menu display, replay list outcome, invitations, graphics setting. Resolution, which I'm not going to change because it will automatically alter the resolution in the game. However, I can verify that all the standard definitions are here, including 4K resolution, and it also has full screen on or off. Picture quality. We have custom, which is basically everything turned on to the maximum. Which we have resolution scaling, anti-alien post-processing, shadow textures, and effects. These do have very slight differences in the overall graphics quality of the game. However, they don't have as large of a visual impact as you might necessarily think. So in addition to that, guys, I can verify that this game does have rebindable keys. The audio and graphics options, as you can see, are pretty standard fare, nothing out of the ordinary, and about what I would expect for this style of game. Unfortunately, there is no colorblind option, so that is a slight drawback there, which I wish is something that I know it's not included in most games, but I really wish it were included in more games, and I'm going to continue pointing that out, guys, because it's in this day and age, we really should have something like that for people. I can verify, though, however, in the gameplay, that the game does run on PC at 60 FPS and is able to maintain that rate. Although with the graphical fidelity level and everything else, that's really not too much of a surprise that it's able to sustain that level pretty readily, as you guys can see through the course of this, that the overall graphics capabilities of the game are somewhat simplistic in nature, which is about what you would expect from a fighting game in general. It's not going to have overly complex cutscenes or anything like that, unfortunately. The gameplay is about what you would expect. It's a nice, refreshing redo on the Street Fighter franchise. They have seemed to refine things a fair amount and change some of the maneuvers around from previous games to be able to offer up a little bit of freshness and at least keep things a little bit more entertaining for the multiplayer aspects of the game. Now, the graphics. I've heard a lot of people going off about the graphics are so amazing, they're awesome, they're the best looking graphics that Street Fighter's ever had. And while, yes, that's actually very true, there are a lot of glaring things that I do have to point out. Is mainly the graphics. While yes, they're very good looking graphics for the game, they use a still using a cartoonized style of rendering, which makes the overall graphics feel a little bit simpler than it necessarily could be. And I was expecting to see a little bit more from a brand new release from Capcom for this franchise. In addition to that, in the joke of a story mode that you get, everything is interspersed with hand-drawn art drawings that VoiceOver has done over the top of, as illustrated here, to where the art that is done in these guys is so overly simplistic. I swear, in the Pathfinder campaign that I'm normally in on Sundays, which is now wrapped, and in several other games that I've done on Twitch with other people, the fan art that we've gotten for us is far more sophisticated than the fucking art style they gave you in this game, guys. It really is. I mean, I wish the people that have done the fan art for our Pathfinder campaign did the art for this. They would have done a much better job, and they would have put more effort and caring into it than what was done here. Overall stability of the game, it's been pretty stable. I did encounter one hard crash, and I'm having an interesting error every time I exit the game. I'm getting a memory leak or memory error. So this game does have an optimization issue, which I haven't played for an overly extended period of time, no more than half an hour to an hour at a stretch. That memory leak may become pervasive with further gameplay, 2-3 hours in or something like that. If you're doing a long gaming session, something like that could become an issue and is something that should be taken a look at. Overall, the replayability, guys, of course, this is a fighting game. So as long as you're into fighting games, the online component and the competitive aspect of the game are there, as is evidence why Capcom rushed this thing out the door so fast to the point where it's not completed, and they're expecting to release additional patches, DLC, for free to basically bring the game up to where it's supposed to be at launch. And they did this for the pro gaming aspect, and so of course the competitive component of the game will be there, so the replayability is entirely up to you. The story of the game is, I do have to touch on this real quick, guys. The story of the game is a fucking joke. Straight up joke. The story mode for each character is broken out into 4 win-lose fight matches, where you basically you fight a single person once in order to progress in the story, and it's all broken up, it's disjointed, it doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense, and it feels so incredibly tacked on as to be insulting. And is something that I actually in 2016 I expected more. I expected more from Capcom. Now I know there's a lot of people, there's a lot of corporate apologists out there that have jumped on this, and I'm actually probably going to be doing a follow-up review directly countering one of these apologists. He really got under my skin. His video really got under my skin.
The one and only hip hop gamer. We're about to talk about that Street Fighter 5 review, and we're gonna talk about the controversy. Welcome to another episode of Shots Fired.
I respect him for being able to put his opinion out there in the face of overwhelming dissent in regards to his views, but I have to give him props for doing that. But I'm still gonna pick him to shreds. I'm gonna have fun doing it. But that's probably not going to happen today. For today, we're going to stay focused on the review of the game and relate to you guys what is important. So, to sum up, guys, we've got an incomplete game that was rushed out the door to meet the pro gaming schedule for the conventions. The game is feature light. It's even missing arcade mode and challenge mode, which has been present in every other game up until this point, if I recall. And it's curious, it's strange to see these components suddenly missing. Also, the story mode is absolute shit. It's garbage. It may as well not even fucking be there, for the amount of content and the amount of worthwhile content you actually get is non-existent. The replayability, of course, is going to be there. It's a good fighting game. I do have to say that it is a good fighting game for what they're attempting to accomplish, which is the multiplayer aspect of the game. They did get that right from everything that I've been able to see. They do everything they can to bring Street Fighter up to a current generation with refreshed gameplay mechanics. And everything else. On the PC version, at least, you do have rebindable keys, so you can customize based on your playstyle, which is something that is really good to see, and I would have torn them to shreds had they not included that, especially for a game that is basically designed for the pro gaming scene. If you don't have rebindable keys, then don't expect it to be around for that long, so it's a good thing for them that they included that. The options overall, as you guys saw, were passable at best. Nothing truly outstanding, but it's not stripped down there. Overall, though, I'm seeing like friggin' on the damn Steam page. I'm blown away by this, guys, because I have to bring this up. I mean, fucking Games Radar, 4.5 out of 5 stars. The Escapist, 4 out of 5 stars. IGN, 8 out of 10. What the shit fuck are you kidding me, guys? Okay, you're rating this as an excellent or above game for a game that was released in an incomplete, unfinished state. What the fuck are you thinking? You fucking morons who are out there reviewing this game, telling people, yeah, go buy it and everything. You giving a game this high of a rating that is released in an admitted, unfinished state is the epitome of fucking anti-consumer. Okay, guys? I cannot overstress that enough. Capcom freely admitted that they released this game unfinished and are still charging you full fucking price. Full $60 fucking value. $90 if you want to get the fucking deluxe edition, which comes with the season pass and a copy of the original soundtrack. Which, why the fuck would you want to buy a season pass for a game that they can't even release fucking completed to begin with? Blows my fucking mind. Every single one of you, IGN, Escapist, Games Radar, all you others who rated this excellent or above should be just completely fucking ashamed of yourselves. That's it. You're not looking out for the consumer. You're not looking out for anybody but yourself, your own ratings, and your own relationship with the fucking games publishers. And shame on you for doing that. This I can't give. The gameplay is good. It is. It really is. But taking into account everything else, everything as a whole, a big picture, yeah, who the fuck in their right minds would give this an excellent or above rating? Holy shit, guys. Unfinished. Straight up admitted. It's not finished yet. We'll release additional content. We'll get it to the completed state in March. Which, it's March 5th now, because I am extremely delayed in this, as I've been trying to figure out how to go about reviewing this game, because I didn't want to turn it into a complete fucking rant. So, and I know I ran through the list of shit really quickly there, guys, and I apologize for that. But God fucking God, are you kidding me? 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. Are you fucking kidding me? So here's my review. Here's my fucking rating for this game. This game that they released in an unfinished state and still had the balls to charge full market value for $60 for an incomplete game. Okay, here's mine. When it's all said and done, you get a 5 out of 10. That's it. It's average at best. The story mode is a fucking joke. The art style included in the story mode is an even bigger joke. Lack of game content. They're completely missing the arcade mode and challenge mode. They just strip those completely out with no rhyme or fucking reason why. Excuse me. And the art style, it is an improvement, but it's still a bit of a letdown. And the weird memory leak is something that needs to be addressed, and the day one server issues, which is so prevalent, it seems, for fucking new AAA new releases, where they can't get their fucking servers to work right on day one. It's insane. Once they finish it, once they come out with the remainder of the content of the game, even then, it would still be a 7 out of 10. Or a 6 out of 10. It is a slightly above average game, but it is one of those games where it's a multiplayer only, and they've completely shit on the story mode component of the game. And with things like this, I'm seeing a horrible trend with games like this and Star Wars Battlefront EA, and so many other games where they just decide we're just going to start stripping features out because we don't feel like fucking doing them and it takes too long and it's so hard, and then we're still going to charge the same goddamn price we were charging before. Well, no thank you. Suck a dick, guys. Just that's it. Say it right there. You stripping content out and still charging the same price. And you're releasing a game incomplete and still charging the same price. And there are still people out there that are applauding them for that decision. No, I won't do it. I won't stand for it, and neither should you guys. Don't buy incomplete fucking games. I don't understand how clearer I can be than that. Don't buy incomplete games. It shows to the game developers and the publishers that you don't give a fuck about your time and your money, so why the hell should they? Why the hell should they? It shows them that they can get away with it. They can get away with offering you less for the same or more. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Once again, this has been Street Fighter V by Capcom. It was released on February 15th. Full release for an incomplete game. Do not buy it until they've said they've put everything out that was originally intended for the initial release. Even then, beware. Okay, guys? My name has been SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time. Hey folks, SidAlpha here. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you want to check out some other First Impressions videos, feel free to click on the link on the left. If you're interested in staying more up to date with what's happening in the PC gaming community, feel free to click on the link to your right. The subscribe button is down at the bottom. Please show your support and punch that evil thing as hard as you can. And once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.